don't know if that's gone live or not. There we go. I think we might be live. I'm just trying to...
Yep, we're live.
Can anyone hear us this time? So we might just need to talk until we get confirmation we can be heard.
I think we can. I've just logged on my phone and I can hear us.
Perfect.
Through my phone. Speak, Amy.
Oh, yep. Yeah?
Yep,
right.
Yep, I got it.
Cool.
Should we give it a minute?
Yeah, let's give it a minute and see if those who were joining us on the last one have managed to find us this time and actually hear us. Top of hands. Right, hopefully everyone can hear us. People are starting to find us again. Just give it another minute before we start again.
Yep, no problem.
Someone's just said I still can't hear. That wasn't on this one. I think it's on the other one. I can't. Let me just go get rid of the other one. Move to bin. Move. Right, so it should be obvious now that this is the only one. And hopefully everyone can hear us. It's really tricky, isn't it?
The people that are in there, can they? Has anyone commented that they can hear?
No, but there's only 2 people. 1 person. Let me just see if it refresh. We've got 1 person watching. I'm assuming it has shared it this time. Let me just send a message to a couple of the steering group.
Yep, there's 3 now.
Oh, lovely.
So I think we're being found again.
Lovely. Can anyone hear us though? Hear us on the live. Almost wrote lice then. That's lovely, isn't it?
Yay,
oh, lovely.
There
we go. Right. Do you want to go back to the very start and start again for everyone? That would be amazing.
Yep, I'll start right from the beginning. Okay, perfect. So thanks for signing in, everyone. We haven't done a Facebook Live since the first time when we piloted our digital tool in Southampton. So it's been a while. I'm Natalie and I'm from the neurodiversity team here in Southampton. I'm going to talk to you about the new updated tool. So it's now called This Is Me, My Neurodivergence Profile. This has been a real collaborative piece of work across Hampshire, Isle of Wight, Portsmouth and Southampton. And most importantly, it's been shaped by feedback from parent carers, young people, education settings and professionals. And we've taken what's already working really well and we've made meaningful changes while keeping the strengths of the original tool. So I'm just going to go through what's different now as well, but in the new tool. So to start with, we've got here one of the first changes you'll notice is the name. So the name was previously the neurodiversity profiling tool, but this has since been changed now to This Is Me, My Neurodivergence Profile. This change is really important because it puts the child and young person at the heart of it, and it really reflects that this is about their experiences and their needs and supporting them to get the right support around them. And the name change was sparked from a young person's feedback, which suggested that the word tool in the previous one wasn't very neuro inclusive because we use tools to fix things and this is about support. And we all felt that was some really powerful feedback there. Okay, so the I am section. So this section, we did have it in the digital tool that we piloted in Southampton, but we've made some slight tweaks based on the feedback that we have got. So this is one of the most valuable parts of the tool because it's all about that child's voice and hearing that child's voice first. And in the redesign of the version, the I am section, it comes first. It uses first person language. So previously in our piloted tool, it said the questions would say, for instance, where does the young person like to be? But now through feedback, that's now been changed to where do I like to be? And this approach is really informed by the research from Southampton University. So this is where the I am questions came from through their Autism Community Research Network, and their work focuses on making sure that the voices of autistic children and young people are truly heard and are included in the decisions about their support. So traditionally, lots of reports may focus on what the child can't do, but this bit of research here is really about seeing what the child can do, what they like to do, and gives that identity and strengths at the centre. So we have had some feedback as well about accessibility with this. So we're working on how we can make it visual or use symbols and things to make sure that this section is really accessible for all young people as well. Okay, so next we've got here home and setting perspectives. So previously on our digital tool, the language was home and professional, but we've since changed that to home and setting to better reflect the range of environments a child or young person may be in. And we've also updated the scale, which used to be emerging to exceeding, and actually we've changed that now from feedback from parent carers to low impact, minimal impact on daily life up to high impact on daily life. And this is much more neuroaffirming because rather than comparing children to what is typical by using the words such as emerging and expected, it's more about, it focuses on what is impacting on their day, where do we need to put support in. So it's really about understanding the child and just getting that right support in place. Okay, and the next section we've got here, so this section previously in the tool was named sensory preferences, but we've renamed that now to environmental experiences, and that's because this really helps us to focus on the environment around the child and how it can be adapted. For example, if we know that sounds is something that they are very over responsive to, then we can think about the space that they're in. Is it too noisy? Is it too overwhelming? So this section previously had all 8 senses in it, but now we have refined it to sounds, smells, taste, touch and visual input in that section. However, the senses are fully explored throughout, so like proprioception, interoception and vestibular are, just for reassurance, they are looked at later on in the tool, but for a different way. But in terms of this section here now, it's no longer called sensory preferences, it's environmental experiences. Okay, so in this next section here, we've separated motor skills. So motor skills was just one section, but it's now been separated into fine motor skills and gross motor skills. And this is helpful because it gives a clearer picture. Fine motor skills might include things like writing or using cutlery, while gross motor skills include movement, balance and coordination. So this just allows for more specific support. So we know exactly what the areas are that we need support with. And then we have, this is brand new. So this is a brand new section that we've got in here, which is really about how we can make the tool a lot more holistic, and it's looking at the whole child. So we've included a section that takes a more holistic view of the whole child, and this looks at things like sleep, diet, emotional well-being and movement and activity, so all of which have a really big impact on how the child feels and functions day to day. And this is also the section where, through the questions that are used that go alongside this, they look at those other senses that I mentioned earlier that aren't in the environmental experience section. Instead, they're explored through the questioning used around sleep, diet, nutrition, emotional well-being and movement and activity. We have also got a a new section as well that's been added at the end of it here. So this is a section that captures any other agency involvement. So this just helps to ensure that everybody is supporting the child, is aware of each other, and we can, there's a possibility. This is all about knowing what current involvement there is and if there was any previous involvement. So if we know that certain professionals are involved, we can see how we can work together and have that multi-agency working around the child. And then we have got our next step section. So previously this was called a plan, but lots of things are called a plan. So we, after lots of conversations, we've this section is now called next steps. And one of the what's new about this sort of section is how we've also included strategies to be implemented by the young person as well. Where appropriate that may be as well. So sometimes there might be a young person that, in an ideal world, it'd be lovely if the young person was able to contribute as much as possible to their profile. That's not possible for all young people, but where appropriate, that would be fab. And in this section here, we've got about when we have completed the tool and we've highlighted the areas of strength and what areas where there is most impact on their day. We think about what strategies that could be implemented, and we think about that in terms of what strategies could be implemented by the setting, what strategies could be implemented by parent carers, and also, where appropriate, what strategies could be implemented by the child and young person. And that really reflects in an example I like to use is, if we highlight that sounds are an area that has a large impact on the child's day, and then we discuss and think about maybe ear defenders or a quiet space, we can really involve the young person in those conversations as well. The young person might say, if we get some ear defenders, I'll give them a go. So it's just about making sure that we're all involved in what those strategies are that come out from this. So it encourages everybody to be involved and everyone to kind of agree on what's going to happen next. And then finally, in the review section at the end, the review and sign-off section, we have got here, it's a clear review and sign-off process, and it ensures that the profile remains up to date and continues to reflect the child and young person's needs as they change over time. And we've got here that we will have signatures from all that are involved with the tool. So professional, parent carer, and where appropriate, the child and young person there as well. So they are our main changes, but whilst there have been some changes, want to reassure that there are many things that have stayed the same as well. So lots of the areas of the tool that we actually look at, the areas that we look at how they impact on the child and young person today. We have our communication, attention and concentration, emotional regulation, energy levels, motor skills, sensory needs, flexibility and adaptability, learning and cognition. So I just want to reassure everybody that this is a shared piece of work. It's been developed from Portsmouth's version 1 and Southampton's digital tool and been shaped by a wide range of feedback. And as I said, while there's been lots of important changes, much of what's worked well has stayed the same. And our aim is to provide a really effective, supportive tool that helps children and young people to be better understood and supported.
Amazing. Thank you so much for talking us through the tool. If anyone has any questions, do you want to pop them in the comments, and either myself or Natalie can answer those for you. So we'll give everyone a minute or two, and then if there aren't any questions, then we'll say goodbye. Just to let everyone know, we have got next week, we've got an online workshop looking at the new tool in a bit more detail and gathering feedback. And then the week after, on the 9th of July, we've got a face-to-face workshop, again, to hear feedback and kind of look at the tool in a lot more detail and the differences and those changes. So, any questions from anyone or any comments you want to share? If not, I'll let Natalie go and we'll see you at some point.
Should we give it another minute, see if we get any questions through? If there is, and is there, sorry, if there isn't any questions during the live, but there is afterwards, there are always maybe ones that we could look at addressing when we do your face-to-face and online one as well.
Plus, we can
So pick
always
them up there.
reply. In the meantime, we've just had one that says, when will this be available? So I guess it's a good opportunity to talk about the initial rollout planned.
Yeah, so it will be a phased rollout across the schools, across all settings in Southampton. So we are aiming for a September rollout. Autumn rollout is where that will be, happening. So after the summer holidays. So we're working on training and things now, aren't we? And a rollout plan with an aim for September. But
it won't be all schools in September. No. It will just be some, and then a few more in spring, then summer.
Yeah.
It's just not realistic to get every school on board at the same time with the amount of training and things that need to go into it. So I just want to be really clear and manage everyone's expectations.
Sure.
Any other questions? Okay. If there's not, then we can probably go. If you do think of any questions afterwards, let us know. Just pop them in the comments, or you can send the forum a message. Someone's just asked which schools will be using this.
So we don't have the answer to that question yet. We're currently working on what our rollout plan will look like. But I'm sure that's something that we can share once we know more on that. But at the moment, we don't have any schools that are definitive.
Someone's asked, have there been any changes been made to the strategies? So that'll be in the handbook and that supporting document.
Yeah, so and if that's about strategies, so we have the handbook, and I'm wondering if that's about strategies about when the tour's finished, about what we in that next step section, because currently we direct people to family assist, but that is currently as well, and we are working on that with the strategies and resources that are being put onto there, so that ready for when when we're ready to roll this out. This is me minor divergence profile. We'll also have updated all of the strategies and resources on family assist as well, so there'll be a much bigger body of resources and strategies on there.
Just to flag, there's also 2 handbooks now, one for professionals who support young people in school settings, and one for children who are not in school settings, so home educated in those kind of places. It can be used in a variety of spaces, and there are the 2 handbooks. Is it aimed at primary schools first?
No. So within our pilot, we went right from early years to post 16 within the pilot. So we'll be doing the same coverage. So we'll be looking at a mixture. So in the phase 1 of the rollout, we'll be looking at a mixture of early years, primary, secondary, and post 16. Yes, the handbook will be available as well. I just saw a question pop up, sorry, about the handbook being made available. That will be available when the tour is ready to go as well.
I think parts of the handbook will be discussed at the online and face-to-face events. But yeah, it'll be further down the course in particular. Any other questions? Maybe that's it.
Great. Well, thank you all so much for coming along this evening. We know it's absolutely boiling. So appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, someone's just asked, will there be a cost to the school? Absolutely not. In Southampton, we've got the amazing ND team already who'll be supporting the schools in rolling this out. But there is no cost to the school to do it. It's something we want everyone to be able to do. Is the rollout the same for all areas? Do you mean like just in Southampton, or are you thinking like Portsmouth, Isle of Wight and Hampshire? If you could add a little bit more. Or do you mean is the rollout the same for all ages, settings?
If it's for all areas, we are all working off of an autumn phased rollout, but everybody's rollout number of schools, their actual rollout plan will look different. But in terms of the tool, the training, the handbook, that will all be the same. But in terms of how obviously every area's got a different number of schools and settings and different size teams, so their rollout plan would look different to ours, but effectively it will all be starting at the same time because this has been a collective piece of work.
Any other questions? What do we think we're there? If there aren't any more questions at the moment, if anyone does have them, they can put them in the comments and the forum can reply to them, because we've been involved quite a long time now with the piece of work. So I think we're good to say goodbye.
Oh, thank you all so much. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you very
Take care.
much. If you just wait a second.
Yep.